All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom from GMS camp. And coming at you with a quick lesson. But before we get started, we're going to give all praise on the
Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Rakabadash.
honors to the elders and apostles of the millstone. Shalom to the whole for elect.
Shalom.
And today, we're just going to get into the Jews going into captivity. And, we're just going to go straight into it. And Lord's will, it be edifying.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 10. All right, it says, "He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints."
He is going Esau. Esau, he's led us into captivity, and so those same curses are going to fall right back upon him. And the other nations as well.
Come on. Revelation 13 and 10. It says that he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that
we were led into captivity. We were led into captivity as a punishment before, but as it follows through.
It says, "He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword."
This devil, he's had rigorous rulership over us. He's done a whole bunch of wickedness, beating and oppressing our people as it is. But that same token is going to come upon him.
If I could back you up, brother, the Lord is all about balance. All right, so we know that this devil that had his foot on our necks before. All right, and we know that eventually, through the scriptures, through prophecy, at the end, we're going to put him in captivity. We're going to put our foot on his neck. But I got a precept for you. This is Zechariah chapter 2 and 8. It says, "For thus saith the Lord, Yahweh of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you. For he that toucheth you touched the apple of his eye."
Israel, the whole nation of Israel, we're looked upon as the Lord's apple of his eye. We're that precious sight in the Lord, and the apple of
Zechariah 2 and 8, it says, "For thus saith the Lord of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you. For he that toucheth you touched the apple of his eye."
And when you describe the apple of his eye, that means like most precious and prized possession. And that's what we are. The nation of Israel, we're looked upon as the Lord's precious jewel. We're the prized possession. So, it says, "He that touches you touched the apple of his eye." So that's what this devil has done. And there's a recompense.
Yeah, me too. 2 Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 6. "Seeing it is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you." It says 2 Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 6. "Seeing it is a righteous thing with the
It's a wicked thing?
No, it's a righteous thing.
It's a righteous thing.
With the Most High to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you."
Come on, we pay these devils back. It's a righteous thing to want to put these nations in captivity. They're going to put Esau, Edom into slavery. It's a righteous thing with the Lord.
Yeah, also they show you too, contrary to popular belief, slavery not only is it in the scriptures, but it's righteous, man. That scripture say you reap what you sow. And just like they had us in captivity.
So they're gonna have to go do the same thing.
I got a precept for you. It's Deuteronomy 30 and 7. It reads, "The Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecute thee."
That's backing it up in Deuteronomy 28 to 15 to the 68th verse. Now all those curses are gonna be put upon our enemies. And it says all of them, all the curses are gonna be put upon these other nations. The Edomites, so-called Japanese, all you other nations going down that's not a part of the nation of Israel. Y'all gonna have to go through these curses.
This is the back to brother. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 75 and 7. It says, "But Yahweh Shem Yahushai is the judge. He put it down one and set it up another. For in the hand of the Lord there is a cup, and the wine is red. It is full of mixture, and he poured out of the same, but the dregs thereof. All the wicked of the earth shall bring them out and drink."
And that dregs that's going into like the bottom, like the backwash of the wine. So he's gonna have to drink through like the whole force. He's gonna drink that whole blunt how do you say it? Blunt tasting. Yeah. So yeah, he's gonna have to drink every ounce of slave juice.
Yeah, you saying it right now. Going drinking the full cup of slavery. All right, and while he's drinking the cup of slavery, going into what you saying with the dregs, every last bit. You know how you drink something, and you can pour it out, and you can see that last drop. That drop won't happen because we're going to force him to drink that whole entire cup. All right, they're going to everything that we know about, through the times of slavery. You could just say that times 2, times 3, times 4.
Back that up. This is Jeremiah 49 verse 12. For thus said the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have surely drunken. And art thou eat, shall altogether go unpunished? ? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. I'm just back on that precept going to that cup. They said those who was Israel who was not meant to drink of that cup, but yet we drink it though, man. For our iniquities, man. For all the sins we committed to the Lord. So how much, man, these heathens, they gotta drink it too. If we have to drink it, they gotta drink it too.
Also, what it said in verse 7, it says, but Psalm 75 and 7 says, "But God is the judge, he put it down one and set it up another." All right, so it's always been some type of ruling class. It's always been a nation that's been on top. All right, it's never been all nations ruling at once at the top. The Lord don't operate that way. All right, but it says that again, God is the judge. He put it down one and set it up another. All right, and brothers, hold on, let the hill, grab it down the hill. Jacob put it in 6 colors. Pretty much explaining this. That putting Israel on top, but all right, just the Lord putting another nation on top and bringing another one.
This is 2 Ezra 6 and 7, and it says, "Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hands held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning that followeth."
Jacob's hand holding forth Esau's heel, that's like represents Jacob pulling Esau to rulership, which is going to be also a role reversal. We're going to be put back into power.
This is the book of Jeremiah, the 3rd verse 16, and it reads, "Therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be spoiled, and all that prey upon thee will I give for free." Y'all speaking on here, because chiefly Esau, Edom, and all these other heathen nations, they going in rough bondage. So they're going in slavery, because what's happened to us in the past? Slavery, affliction, oppression. Our people, so-called Negroes, Jews, Native Americans, we've been through hell and back. You know what I'm saying? But it's time in the kingdom of heaven, man. All you heathen nations, chiefly Israel, they going in slavery, rough bondage, continuous work. What was done to us will be done to them 144 times worse.
I want to say something real quick too, because brothers keep bringing out precepts that's going into all. Of course we understand Esau chiefly, but all these nations have had a part, in our doing, in our captivity. You see, whether it was now, okay, in the past, and these different other what you call them, empires, right? They've all had their turn to have us as a possession. So it's only right that we get them.
Yeah, I got a precept, brother. There's Obadiah 1 verse 15. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done to thee. Thy reward shall return upon thy own head. For as ye have drunken upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yet they shall drink, they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. So yeah, the key word said all the heathen. So not only Esau, they all these heathen, man. It's not Israel. You know, let's go ahead and drink up that cup. What's that slave?
I got a precept to back you up. It's Revelation 2, starting at 26, on to 27. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. That's what it means, plural. Verse 27. And shall rule them with a rod of iron, as a vessel of a potter, shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. And they're going into how it's going to be a very strenuous, very harsh captivity that they're going to serve. You got
really power.
strong.
He also tell you too, hey man, you will be a part of that, man. If we'll be elect, man. If we continue doing the works, man, we're gonna take part of that, man. You know? Well,
Yeah, let them get that word power. But backing you up, Kabah, Romans the 8th chapter tell you that we gonna be what? Joint heirs. I believe that's 8 and 16. All right. When you read it in Psalms the 2nd chapter, I think around the 10th verse, it tell you that Yahweh talking to Yahushua that he was gonna give the heathen to him as a possession. So if we're gonna be joint heirs with Yahushua, therefore that means we're gonna have slaves as well, man.
yeah, what does it mean to be an heir, man? To inherit. Man.
That's right.
No possessions. And made everyone inherit, man, it's the heathen, man.
That's right, bro.
This is the word power in the blue letter. Strong's G 1846, 49 sloppy. Exousia. Strong's definition, privilege, in the sense of ability, privilege, i.e., subjectively force, captivity, complacency, freedom, or objectively, mastery, concretely, magistrate, superhuman, prostate, taken, token of control, to delegate, influence, authority, judicial.
Read the outline. I think you skipped the outline of biblical use.
I ain't know that one.
Yeah, that's the point.
Outline of biblical use, power of choice, liberty of doing as one pleases.
Right, in which people say, oh, we have free will, oh, we can do what we want. But you don't have the power of choice. You don't have the power of liberty here in America. All right? What we're telling you is that when we get in power, we're going to have the power to do as we will, all right, with our slaves, all right? Something that a king do, he has what? Servants.
That's right.
Right? He has, what's the word? Man, it's going to take my tongue. Like when they pay taxes and tributaries. Yeah. You know, a king has tributaries, man. All right? They're going to pay laws of the land, right? They're going to do everything that we tell them to do. Why? Because it's going to be in our power. You know? Go ahead, man.
Just to back you up too, slaves is also part of the riches.
Yeah.
All right. So if you a man of status, if you got some type of money, yeah, you have the jewels, yeah, you have the gold, yeah, you have the cattle, but you also have slaves. That's who do the work to keep everything, flowing how it needs to flow. And you reap the benefits of your slave.
That's right.
That you and that brother right there. What is a kingdom without slaves?
Right.
You have to have slaves in the kingdom. Who will do the work? Who will do the building in the fields for you? You know what I'm saying? It's not too far off. People think we just be saying, but these things in the scriptures, slavery is in the scriptures.
I'm not going to back you up even further, but again, the Lord is all about order. All right. So if it's order, I mean it's a hierarchy to things. All right. We know it's a hierarchy of Yahweh, us, and the women. All right, but then they have less than us. It goes even further. All right, so to keep everything in order, to keep everything running smoothly, you have to have that set.
I can see one thing too, bro. It's like we got more a lot of points too. But when you think about that word kingdom, it goes into the king's domain. In the king's domain, the domain of the king, that's his house. Anything in your house is your possession. Alright, so all the people, alright, everything is for you. So in the kingdom, you have to have servants. That's what God.
Bring us up on that. I got a precept, backing up.
All right. Leave or permission, physical or mental power, the ability or strength with which one is endured, which he either possesses or exercises. The power of authority, influence, and of right privilege. The power of rule or government. The power of him whose will and command must be submitted to by others or obeyed and obeyed. Like, let me keep going.
You got it.
The power of a ruler, power of rule or government. The power of him whose will and command must be submitted to by others and obeyed.
That's all dominion. That's all dominion that the Israelite man is going to possess in it. And be able to have whatever we want done in our own way.
Can I say government in that definition?
God.
Yeah, we want that word government is a control of the mind. We have control of the people's mind. That's a valuable possession right there. That's what we have, man. That power to control.
Precept. This is Isaiah 60 and 11. I'm going to read on down to 12. And it says, therefore thy gates shall be open continually. They shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto them the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. For the nation and the kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Those nations shall be utterly wasted.
Sure, and all those nations that don't want to serve us, all you other nations, y'all going to be put to death. But,
I want to say something too, because in the beginning, all right, that first verse you had read said that the doors will never be shut. All right, the gates. Okay, so in the kingdom of heaven, these nations are going to bring in their goods, their forces, right? Things of that nature, man. Whatever their land produces, okay, whether it's minerals, some sort of grains, food, whatever the case may be, different spices, different scents, money. That's gonna be brought into the nation of Israel, man. You want to say something?
Yeah, come. And that also shows you, as the brother Pashab said, they're going to be tributaries on this. But also go into that word power, because we're going to have authority over them, so they're going to have to bring us there. It's not going to be an option.
That's right.
Just to also land back about the brother, it's not far-fetched. These things you hear about slavery, the first thing that really comes to people in their mind is us in slavery, in the fields, going this and that and the third. But what is modern day slavery right now? The job that we're working. Corporate slavery. So they got something called logistics. They got trucks that's moving constantly throughout the country that's delivering goods and bringing this and that and bringing it to this corporation, and they're going to build it and they're going to sell it just to keep everything flowing, in society. All right, and that's pretty much how the kingdom is going to work. We're going to have constant movement of things happening for money to be made.
And in like manner, we pay taxes, man.
Right.
Taxes is just another word for tribute or tributary. You see, we all are paying to be here.
Right.
All right, that's a portion of slavery. If you have to pay taxes, you are a slave, despite whatever you say, man. That's why you see these different guys in different places where they can get away with tax evasion and file bankruptcy and things of that nature, because they're not under the same rules as us, man. You want to say
I
something?
got precepts back here. This is Luke 3 and 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
That's right.
But thou hast scattered us for reproach and a curse, and be subject to payment, according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from Yahweh our power.
yeah, we're still stuck in America. We're still serving and then paying taxes for things and being tributaries in this hell. So we're still stuck in our captivity as it is today.
That's right.
Just back you up. And then also gonna be what they're gonna have to go through. They're gonna have to go through everything we're go through times 2. You got it out.
This is Amos chapter 9, verse 13. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that the plowman shall overtake the reaper, and the treader of grapes, him that soweth seed, and the mountains shall drop sweet wine, and all the hills shall melt. But the main point it said the plowman shall overtake the reaper. It was the plowman, us, the Israelites, man. We the ones that doing work, we the ones that working, laboring. Just for who the reaper, the benefit, that's Esau. You know, but yeah, it's gonna come a time where it's gonna be a worker version, man. Well, hey, man, they'll be farming. You know what I'm saying? They'll be working. Yeah, they'll be towing the field, man.
This is Isaiah 14:1, and I'm gonna read on down to 3. And it says, "For Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be drawn with them, and they shall flee to the house of Jacob." And
Don't break that down.
this is Isaiah 14:1, and it says, "For Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land."
The Lord's going to set us back in the land of Israel. They've got them gutter rats out there right now. The Lord's going to give it back to us.
And the strangers shall be drawn with them,
Those strangers going into the Israelite foreigners.
and they shall flee to the house of Jacob. Verse 2, "And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in their land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, who captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors."
God, that's us taking over these heathen nations. You know, we're going to go and possess them. You read that again, Brother Bishop?
God, let's start from the top. "And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors."
We're going to have these heathen nations as servants. And we're going to be able to have that power to rule upon them as well. Full authority.
Verse 3, and it says, "And it shall come to pass in the day that Yahweh shall give rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve."
We're going to be able to have rest. We're going to be in our heaven as it is. No, we're not going to be in which is a condition. So our whole role of verse is going to be changed. You know. So,
Yes, that's pretty much it.
All right, this 1 Samuel 2, starting at verse 7. Yahweh will make it poor and make it rich. He bring it low and lift it up. And that shows how the Lord was the one who took us down to have us in this state that we in now, to where we're the poorest, we're the worst of the nations, as the other nations look upon us. Verse 8, he rises up the poor out of the dust and lifted up the beggar from the dunghill, to set them among princes and make them inherit the throne of glory. For these pillars of the earth are Yahweh, and he has set the world upon them. You speak on that? This scripture shows you how we're going to be taken from the bottom and be set up on top again when Yahweh Shai kingdoms come in. You got it out.
I got one. This is Sirach 10, verse 4. "The power of the earth is in the hands of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable." But say that's back to that precept, brother. Like, hey, the Lord is in control who obtain the power, man, who obtain rulership. You know, which he may give Esau rulership, man, to rule over us. But yeah, it's gonna come a point in time, you know, in due time, he said he gonna set the Israelites, man, who is that prophet. And how we of that prophet, man, because they the laws, that's commandments, man. We're not even plus, man. The laws were given to us, man, how to rule the earth.
Well, it shows you who the person that's in power now is unprofitable.
Yeah, unprofitable, man.
You know, that shows you that the true children of Israel, the ones who's supposed to be ruling, are not ruling. You know, that's why he said in due time, in due season, he's going to set over the ones that the earth was made for, the ones that's going to make it profitable. You know.
That's to back that brother shop because we being ruled based off unwise king. And as you can see right now, the state of the earth is destroyed. The food is defiled. The air is full of chemicals. You know, the whole earth is out of course right now. And when you go to Job chapter 9, verse 24, it says the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. The wicked is in power right now, man. You got to see it.
Yeah, I would say too. That's another reason why that this devil he got to be put down. But not only man, he touched the apple of his eye, was in us. We also man, he messing over the earth. You know, the Lord's possession game, man. The earth is the Lord's possession, man. He messing over it, man.
And I want to say another reason why, you know, he needs to be taken out the way because he's constantly destroying it. You know, the more he would have been set up as ruler, the more it would have just been diminished to the point where you wouldn't have nothing. You know, he's not really doing nothing right. The people of the earth, you know, the land and everybody, we all mourning because, you know, of this person that's in rulership. But, you know, it's going to come to the time when he's going to shift it around to where the righteous is going to be standing in the light, you know, to take care of it, to make it flourish, to bring back, you know, that beginning state of the world.
It's gonna be refreshing.
But,
Hey, you still got that Isaiah 14?
I can get it.
But yeah, you got it. Yeah, go ahead.
Isaiah 24:4, it says, the earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The hardy people of the earth do languish. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broke the everlasting covenant.
This devil is done. You know, all because of how he hasn't established the law, statutes, and commandments. He doesn't rule by that. You know, the whole earth is out of whack. It's all destroyed and defiled as it is. You know, and everybody is suffering from it, from this devil's word and what he's done.
I got something too.
This is the back you brothers up, Joseph. In this book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 2. And it reads, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. And that's clearly what's going to break it down. Yeah.
That's plain, yeah. When the righteous in authority, you know, when Israelites are in rulership,
Get in
you know, the people are going to rejoice. The whole earth is going to flourish. And then it says, when a wicked bear rule, the people mourn. And who's in the rulership right now is Esau Edom. And the whole earth is in a state of mourning as it is. You know, the animals are suffering. You know, the whole ecosystem, the plants suffering, everything's suffering because of this damn devil.
See, I want to get that Proverbs, that scripture that's read, and you know, it's even that barrel. God, so this is Proverbs 29:2 in the NLT. It reads, when the godly are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked are in power, they groan.
God, listen, you want to say something?
I mean, that's straight. It is straight to the point, though. Saying everybody's groaning, everybody's mourning. To the people, the life forms, even the creatures are mourning. You know what I'm saying?
So even when you're in a state of mourning, you know, people mourn when they lose something.
Yeah.
You lose a relative, a family member. That's when people mourn. But people are just mourning just because of who's in the rulership. To show you, there ain't nobody here, you know, especially in Babylon, just sitting here enjoying the Babylon the Great. You know, people are overworked, underpaid, all right, and they just looking for a way to get the hell out of here. You know, that's why you got people that's just leaving America. People are saying, "Oh, I moved from America last year. I never thought I would stay here this long, and I would never move back." You know, because they realize that this American nightmare is not what it seems. You know. Yeah. Yep. You got it.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 10. And I'm going to start at the... I'll start at the top. It says, a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is. Such are all they that dwell therein. An unwise king destroyed his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. All right. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable.
Through
It's a lot to get off, but I'll start at 2. It says, as the judge of the people is himself, so are the officers, and what manner of the man of the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein.
And this devil, he rules under a wicked vibration. So as it is, he's pushed that upon all the people of the earth, to where everybody just acts like a degenerate and they just weak and they have immoral values in this world.
And it's just a chain reaction of things. So if you have a wicked ruler that's giving out wicked decrees and everything is not moving correctly in society, all right, that makes the people go mad. So when the people go mad, they start to cause havoc towards each other. So that's when you start to have the race riots. That's when you start having this type of disagreement and argument and this shooting and so on and so forth. It's just going to be an everlasting chain reaction of destruction based off of the ruler that's operating the things. But
And that's why they called him, one of his titles is the son of perdition, or the son of destruction. Because he can't, if he can't do no good to himself, how he gonna do good to others, or his people, his so-called people.
Verse 3 says, an unwise king destroyed his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited.
Yeah, this damn devil, he's destroying a lot of people as it is. Even as far as going into other nations' land and destroying and wreaking havoc through his military and things of that nature. But this damn devil, he's really just been a thorn up in the earth.
One more, I'm gonna jump down to verse 8.
Oh, just to back you up, he also did that with his policy. By pushing his policies throughout the earth and making everybody bend to his will, he also destroyed many countries that way. You got it out.
Yep. I tell you that all nations are drunk off the wine of the philosophies of this damn devil. Yep. All right. But Sirach 10 and 8, it says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
And because of this devil's wrongdoing, the Lord sees it fit to go and translate the kingdom unto us, and which is going to be the Israelites is going to be ruling. And we're going to have our fair share. We're going to go and set the whole world, the whole earth back in order, starting with Yahweh Shai to begin with.
And if I could back you up, brother, all this really was truly, as we know, is a punishment for us, but it was also a lesson for us to know what not to do and how not to rule. All right, we got the perfect example of wicked bullshit. All right, in a way that you should never operate a kingdom. All right, and what happens when you stray away from the law, statutes, man? All right, so now once we get into the kingdom and operate everything by the law, statutes, commandments under the will of the Yahweh Shem Shai, everything is going to be ruled correctly.
And we're gonna appreciate it much more as well.
This is Proverbs 16:12. It is an abomination to kings to commit wickedness, for the throne is established by righteousness. And they're going into how it's an abomination. Esau, even rulership is an abomination to the eyes of the Lord, because there is no righteousness here. But you got it out.
Yeah, what righteousness can come from this damn devil as it is? Just straight bullshit.
I got a precept. This is Micah 2, and verse 2, and I'm going to put out to 3, but I want to read it in NLT. And it says, and they cover fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away, so they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. Thus said Yahweh, behold, against this family do I devise an evil.
Hey, read that from the top. You gotta break it down as you're reading. Let him break it down as you're reading.
Okay. This is Micah 2:2, and it says, and they cover the field and take them by violence, and houses and take them away, so they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. And you know, this is something that, you know, it's the same trait that Esau always does. You know what I'm saying? From the time of the old to now, you know, he always cover the man field. You know, he always take whatever it is. You know, because he doesn't have, you know, that he doesn't have like that soul to do so. You know, he always just want to take what another man has, but he can't get it on his own. And it says, so they oppress a man.
If I could add to you real quick, because you know that's what you go into the whole thing with the economic hitman, right? It's like 3 stages, I believe, to how the the U.S. actually goes in and wage war on these different nations, right? Like with the whole thing with Soleimani, you know. At first they send in, basically the C to the I to the A, to try to infiltrate, the palace or whatever, and get somebody in there to influence. All right, set up of what is called set up not a puppet, but what's the damn word?
Spy?
Yeah, basically like a spy. Get somebody that's in the government and try to flip them and make them an asset. That's what it is. Make them an asset. If brothers haven't watched this show, it's a show called Homeland. Came out just a while back. It came out, and that's basically what the whole show is about. How they in all of these different countries getting people to flip on their governments, and they become an asset to the C, to the I, to the A, in order to give them information on what's going on in there. And when if they can't get any assets, that's when they send. What's the second phase of it is them sending in the jackals, what you call jackals, right? Which are assassins, to try to get that person out of the way, right? And so, like that happened with Soleimani. They sent in jackals, assassins, got him out of there, But if that don't work, then they find a reason to do what? To go to war with you, man. And that's what the United States have done to all of these different countries. Y'all got it.
It's crazy you say that. I was just watching a clip. I don't know if it was on YouTube or Instagram or so, but they was going into when he was over there in Pakistan or wherever Bin Laden was.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people over there don't believe that he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
They think that something he was probably paid off to go somewhere, but a lot of their people, still friendly with a lot of Americans and stuff because they believe that whatever they think is not the case.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Back you up, one important thing that Esau Edom love to do, they love to lie.
Yeah.
They'll run a whole smear campaign before they use their military power to make it seem like, okay, we did it for a reason. Like they doing with Argentina right now. Their president saying this man is a drug trafficker. So that's the reason for them to go in there and want to take him out of power.
Yeah, here it is. You just killing innocent fucking people. You saying, oh, these are drug traders on these boats. And these goddamn innocent people, man. They had a couple weeks ago, Trump been the one responsible, right, who authorized all of these bombings. So now you have a guy, now that's supposed to be a fall guy because they found out they killed some innocent civilians on boats, man. Go ahead, y'all brothers, make points.
And boom, we already know what the Venezuela thing about, the OIL.
Yeah.
About nothing else what Esau was talking about.
And real quick, can't forget it, to establish a CB, right? A central bank, man. And that's the whole issue with Iran. Why it's always, they got a weapon of mass destruction.
Yeah,
No, they trying to go in there and establish a CB, a central bank. Because that's one of the only countries, I don't know if it's Venezuela too, but that's one of the only countries they don't have a central bank.
Yeah.
Yeah, you good. Mm-hmm.
My last point to make is we are not ignorant of this devil devices. We already know what this man trying to do.
Yeah.
His plan, his plots, his evil scheme, like when you go to 2 Corinthians 2:11, we already know what this man trying to do.
Go ahead.
I want to say that, the reason why we're not,
ignorant.
We're not ignorant to his devices because he did it so much that it became repetitive.
Mm-hmm.
We know how he gonna do it, when he gonna do it, and how he gonna fulfill it. Because he did it so much, it became a pattern.
Yep.
But that also comes with the spirit. That's what the Lord has given us, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to see these things. To see this. Because once upon a time, this shit was invisible.
Yes.
All of these things that was happening right in front of us being a part of some of these things, helping, this shit to go even further.
Mm-hmm.
But the Lord opened up our ourselves to show you, okay, this is the wicked, this is the devil, You know, he can't do nothing right. Everything that he does, it's a fucking lie. You know, and he has his own agenda to destroy.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
I want to, finish this off with that Micah.
Oh, real quick before you finish that, because it said what? It said that. Read 2 again, Baba Gashar.
And they cover the fields and take them by violence.
They take them by violence, man. We just told you how they take them by violence. They're going to go ahead and create some false narratives if all that don't work and say, oh, and they'll actually do harm to their own country. You see, in the name of 9/11, all right, or 9/11, you know? Because, go ahead.
I was going to say, that's the same thing that they did, over here in America. You know what I'm saying? They came over here and took our land, but they made it seem like, oh, we're going to give you this and that. But the whole time they really killed them. I forgot what it's called. The Trail of Tears.
Yeah.
But, they forced them out of the land. They made them walk, through grievous, conditions, starvation, health, sickness, and all that. And that's the reason why, it became how it is now. The land that we living in is all, by killing of the blood. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I was going to, before you finish that out, and that's that whole thing, right, with your boy, that just threw me off. I just heard something, I was like, what the fuck? But, that thing with your boy, Bin Laden, man, it's a known fact that he was a what? He was an asset, But you go ahead.
And I want to read it in the NLT. This is Micah 2 and 3, and it says, but this is what the Lord says, I will reward your evil with evil. You won't be able to pull your neck out of the noose. You will no longer walk around prowling, for it will be a terrible time. And this is the Lord's stamp what he's saying. It's not no man saying this. This is what the Lord is saying. He's saying that, your evil will be reported upon evil. You know what I said? To show that what you've done in the past and what you're doing now, all that's going to come to pass when it's going to be back on you. And you can't do nothing about it.
Yeah, that's why I said in that Psalms 50 and 21. Thou thought that I was all together, one as thyself. But y'all got it.
This is Psalms 58, and I'll start at 2 pointers and 3. You got it, brother. This is Psalms 58 and 2. It says, yea, in the heart ye work wickedness. Ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stopping her ear.
God, from birth, this damn devil hasn't been right. It says
Verse 3 says, Psalms 58 and 3, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go. Yep.
He's estranged from birth.
No, you good. It says estranged from the womb, they go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies.
No so-called guru God, man. This damn devil, he's just lying. He's just lying his ass off from birth. This damn devil, he hasn't been right since birth. So,
yeah, his guru gagas ain't right, brother. He's saying God and goo and he lying. That's motherfucking lying, man.
Real quick. Jeremiah 13 and 23. Can an Ethiopian change his skin, or the leopard his spots? Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to be selected. I'm gonna read it one more time. Jeremiah 13 and 23. Can an Ethiopian change his skin, or the leopard his spots? Question mark. Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil.
And that's a rhetorical question. Ethiopian, you can't go and change his skin color, nor a leopard can't change his own spots. So this damn devil, he's just hardwired and set to be evil, be wicked, So it's in Esau's nature to be a damn devil and to be as degenerate as he is right now.
And just to back you up, that's his role, right? The Lord operates everything, how he wants to do, and he has people for their own purposes. All right, we could, we joke about it and we laugh, when he talks about the Ammonites, the Moabites, what was it, Moab being the wash pot?
Yeah, Moab.
The purpose is to be the wash pot, Israel's purpose is to rule, you know, at the end. And Esau's role is to be the damn devil, to
That's
be
right.
the wicked, to be the whippersnip, you know?
That's why brothers always say, you know, this the perfect devil, man.
Yeah.
The Lord have him playing the role perfectly. Couldn't have been a better villain in the movie.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I got a precept, you know, pretty much.
It's on that brother. That's what he want to do is on him.
I got a precept, you know, pretty much going into, you know, how he, you know, take the lands and stuff like that. This is Sirach 12, verse 16, and it says, "The enemy speaks sweetly with his lips, but in his heart, imagine how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if you find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood." This is Sirach 12 and 16, and it says, "An enemy speaks sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagine how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood."
This damn devil, he'll go and talk to you smoothly, and he'll think that he's trying to help you for your betterment, but at the end of the day, he's already been planned about 1,000 ways on how to go and overthrow you and to mess you over.
And it says, if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And though he pretend to help thee, ye shall be undermine thee. He shall undermine thee.
Yeah, so like whenever you're in trouble or any sort of calamity comes upon you, this damn devil will come in there trying to help you out, but at the end of the day, he's really not there to help you.
He's the one that caused the problem. Man.
Exactly.
You know, if I could also back you up, you know, on that aspect right there that we just brought out a couple of precepts of this devil just can't do good. Nothing a part of him can do right, you know. So again, you know, if it's ever somebody that's helping you out in any type of situation that's really, really helping you, it's probably not a Edomite, you know. It's probably somebody that yeah, most likely be a Jake, might be someone of another nation, but of a pure fucking devil, he just lies and think about meditate destruction all goddamn day, you know.
Hey, don't it say in that same chapter where you at, Sirach 12, that he imagined a way how to overthrow thee or something like that? He read it? Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay. So like,
You want me to read it again?
where you started at?
16.
Yeah. Back up the brother. Just read it again. Come on.
This is Sirach 12 and 16, and it says, "And the enemy speaks sweetly with his lips, but in his heart imagining how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood."
Come. You know, that's just exactly what he gonna do. And the whole time he's thinking of a way how I could get over on this nigga. The whole time. Sitting there, you hit your wallet in his pocket, but he's searching high and low for that mug. You know?
We know, you know, examples of how you know you've been around a damn devil that you know, like he racist, you know, he don't like it. He's prejudiced.
Yep.
You could get the vibe, you could sense it, and you could see that we just don't connect it. So we just need to stop speaking. So that's how these devils operate. That's how you know when you're dealing with the wicked.
Yep.
You know. But
I got 5 precepts to back you brothers up. We got this the book of Psalms, chapter 55, verse 21. "The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, with woes in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords." So this was the devil do. He come to you with his lies and deception, you know, suit and tie, shaved face. Hey man, you know someone we can fix up for you, man. Whole time back in mind, man, he won't kill your ass, man. Kill you and take over whatever you got, bro. This is the mindset of this wicked man. You gotta get taken out of power, bro.
You got you.
This I got a precept. It's Sirach 14 and verse 7. If he do it good, he do it unwillingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness. And that shows you how Esau Edom, even if he try to help you, he's not really helping you.
right.
Let's take what happened a few years ago, the big thing that stopped the world. Came out with a thing that folk to help you with it, but guess what happened? Now a bunch of people dying and don't nobody know why.
They know why.
You got it out.
You got the solution in his back pocket. Before he bring you the problem, already got the solution.
Right. And that was the first thing that popped in my mind when that situation popped off. It was probably within the first month of it that they was like, all right, we already got this.
Yeah, we working on it. Like, what?
You know, it's like, damn, that quick? Like, ain't this a new type of thing that been placed on the earth right now? How is a solution already, found this quick? That's crazy.
When you back up, I say maybe 2-3 years before that, that billionaire, what's his name? The computer guy.
Gates.
Kill Gates. He came out and said, "Hey, we got to depopulate the earth."
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden, he the first one that say, "Hey, I got that solution for you."
Yeah.
So why would you take something from a man that already told you,
Right.
"I don't want all y'all here"?
Yep. I got a precept for you real quick. This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and 2. It says, it's like 2 and 4. Habakkuk 2 and 4. It says, "Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith."
Come, yeah. Esau's soul within him is not right. His spirit is not right within him. So no matter what this devil tries to do, whether it be good, which there is no so-called good Edomite, there is no good Edomite as it is. He's just being a damn devil. He's just wicked. It's in his nature to just be wicked and do wickedness.
It says, verse 5, "Yea, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keep it at home, who enlarged his desires as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathered unto him all the nations, and heapeth unto him all the people."
So this damn devil, he can't be satisfied. No matter what is given to him, no matter what he tries to steal and take, he can never be satisfied. And he's just always gonna be a damn devil, as it is. Someone that's always shedding blood and being wicked.
We can see, and the scriptures tell you that his objective is to be as the Most High.
Yeah.
He wants to be above the Most High. If he says that he wants to be the Most High, again, he would never be satisfied with that. He's going to look for the next best thing to be the best thing, which is not going to happen.
You can never beat the Most High.
You can never beat him.
You can't beat him.
Yeah, just back into that. This devil, he got a God complex.
Yeah.
He think he's about to achieve immortality with AI, with this high-tech technology. You know what I'm saying? We already know what all roads lead to MOTV.
Yeah.
He wants total control. He wants to be the Most High, but you can't do that, Esau. You just can't.
Yeah. And the way that the Lord got this devil operating, so far, if we wasn't hip to his plan, he's doing a good job at it. He's good, setting up all the things that need to, happen to force everybody into this direction. This devil is doing a really, really good job. But again, the Lord, this is the Lord's sword, and the Lord is operating how he wants it to go. But again, his plan is going to be forward.
This is Isaiah 14, I'm going to start at 12. And it says, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut to the ground, which didst weaken the nation?" And it says, "For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of north congregation. I will sit upon the mount of the congregation in the side of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High." Pretty much showing that, he's trying to be like him. This is Isaiah 14:12, and it says, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning star? How art thou cut to the ground, which didst weaken the nation?" And when you go into the word Lucifer, it goes into a light bearer. And who you see today, who at the top of the echelon, Esau, the bankers and all these other families and stuff like that. That's pretty much what it's going into. And it says, how it cut to the ground, which did weaken the nation. You know, you can see that the kingdom slowly falling down. You know, that did pollute the nation with its philosophies and the strong drinks. And it says, "For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into the heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High, I will sit upon the mount of the congregation in the side of the north." You know, going into, you know, how he, you know, he built his throne up in the side of the north. You know, that going into America, you know, is on his throne like the Most High. And it says, "I will sit above the heights of the clouds, and I will be like the Most High." And he's being so prideful that he tried to come out with this, what is it, technocracy?
Technocracy,
yeah, technocracy. You know, to try to elevate himself. You know what I'm saying? To try to escape. You know, and become immortal.
Yeah. Got the satellites, got, you know, what they call the Big Brother.
Big Brother,
system,
yeah.
That has, you know, his eyes everywhere. He can see everything going on at the same time.
And that's all going to lead, you know, to his big old chip, man. That, you know, the MOTB. That's the thing that he's really trying to push out the most, so you can have full domination, full control over everybody in the population of the earth.
Yeah, but again, what does that sound like? All right, if you got satellites, if you got the Big Brother going on, and you know you got control, and you want everything to be forced your way, like you said, that's that God complex. Mm-hmm. He wants to know everything that's going on, and he wants to exceed that. Yes. You know, with wickedness.
Very proud. You're very proud for that.
Yep.
Somebody brought out Psalms, the 21st chapter. That brought that out. I think it's what verse 9. You know where I'm going at, huh, Bayan?
Yeah.
Go ahead, bring that out.
Yeah, this is Psalms 21, and point is in 11, but I'm going to start at 9.
Come.
It says, "Thou shalt make them as a fiery oven in the time of thine anger. The Lord shall swallow them up in his wrath, and the fire shall devour them. Their fruit shall thou destroy from the earth, and their seed from among the children of men."
Real quick, I just want to address that, all right? Because who's the only one that have that judgment coming to them? It's Esau Edom, man. All right, just to set the tone of things, I understand it right there that that's Esau Edom gives you the understanding of what it's finna go to in verse 11. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Verse 11 says, "For they intended an evil against thee. They imagined a mischievous device which they are not able to perform."
So going into that technocracy, which did you find some information on that, Azaria? I heard you looking for it.
I ain't got off of now.
All right.
All it means, the techno, it just means goes into the technology.
Right.
And the crossy goes into a rule or a dictatorship.
That's right.
So it's going to be a rule or something dictated by tech guys. Hence is why you see this guy Trump, you know, has invested $500 billion, right, in the AI. He's sitting in the office with all of these CEOs of Apple, Google, you know, Microsoft, and all of these different things.
Right.
They're showing you, blatantly showing you in your face what they're getting ready to do, man. You know?
You got things like these 15-minute cities,
Yeah.
all right? Obviously the MOTB, okay? You have what the elder just showed us something last night with those robots, the new robots, okay? Things of that nature, AI, right? You got something?
I got a word for you.
Real quick, but that's why you had this guy Elon Musk floating that word. We will have to, at some point, we will have to supplement people, right, for the loss of jobs, right? Which is why it's something that's never happened ever in the course of history in America. You have more people getting fired and laid off than people actually being hired.
That's right.
Showing you what they're trying to push, a universal basic income, man. Right, and that's not happening just here. It's happening across the globe.
That's right.
You know? Go ahead, buddy.
Real quick, this is exactly what brother's going into. It's something called the Fifth Industrial Revolution.
Yeah. Beautiful.
All right. So just the AI overview, real quick, of the Fifth Industrial Revolution is going to explain the point of what the brother just brought out, and also a little bit more information. It says the Fifth Industrial Revolution is a shift from automation, Industry 4, to a human-centric approach focusing on human-machine collaboration, sustainability, and resilience using AI, LOT, and big data to augment human creativity, not just replace it.
Right, and something that you should look up that goes directly into that is Agenda 2030, man. Right? When you look into that, it tells you, it gives you a breakdown, right? A breakdown, basis by basis, to show this is what we're trying to do. China is the model for the future society we want to create. Sweden, people already getting C-hip, man. You know? People already getting into their houses, getting into their cars, right? Using the C-hip. All right? Y'all, whatever y'all do.
Hey, like for the job I work, like we gotta go. A lot of times we gotta go into these different Edomite neighborhoods or whatnot, right? And they have like the gates outside the neighborhood, right? So recently I just seen on one side they had a side where you gotta show your ID, to the person, whoever at the gate or whatever like that. And on the other side was a side where you could just go straight through, and you have like the RFID. But to be honest with you, it's becoming way more common. Everybody did.
And I wanted to say, the reason why they do it like that is to slowly implement it into society, to make it more convenient.
Yeah, gradually. That's what it's going to massage it in.
It says at the towards the end of this paragraph of the AI overview of the Fifth Industrial Revolution, it says speaking of the Fifth Industrial Revolution, prioritizing ethical integration and circular economy for societal well-being. It's about making technology work with people for personalized, eco-friendly, and efficient production, moving beyond pure efficiency to purpose.
I want to say something because it used the word ethical. All right, by using that word, it kind of make it as if that's the smartest thing to do. You see, which this brother he went into it. Okay, comfort. All right, comfort is going to compromise. All right, the people. You see, they've dumbed the people down. In which, by what comfort? So now that they're easing their way through a process called gradualism, right? And ultimately, they're gonna come with that mischievous device.
Right.
Back in that Psalms 21.
Yep. They got the definitions that it go through every kind of keyword, collaboration, sustainability, resilience. One of those words in here is ethical integration. Mm-hmm. It says ethical integration is addressing algorithmic bias, responsible AI development, and a just transition for the workforce. Which is, like you said, is smoothly bringing everything into play. That this was the solution to everything that we needed for society to run okay, which we ultimately know that's basically you submitting into Esau Edom. Telling him that he is your God now.
Yeah. Now, to back you up perfectly, it's called the Stargate Project, and they're basically, I gotta read it real quick, but it's basically number the artificial intelligence, OpenAI. And this reads this.
Watch the word.
This is Stargate. Let's put it like that. Stargate Pro, incorporated in Delaware as Stargate, is an American multinational artificial intelligence joint. I'm gonna skip a couple words, but it says the venture plans on investing up to US $500 billion in AI infrastructure in the United States by 2029. So we already know what that's leading to, man. This man is a devil. We're all roads lead to, that implantable device. He wants to merge man with machine, transhumanism. He wants you niggas to be a phone, a computer, track, tag, all of that, man. You want to say something?
Yeah, the Internet of Bodies.
Yep,
you see, he's trying to integrate your body with the internet.
Yep.
Okay, and I want to say this too because a lot of dates are being thrown out in these different plans and programs. You see, 2029, 2030, right? Hey, this devil know he don't have time. He have a short time. Okay, and that's the reason he gonna come down with great wrath because I'm saying Jake, but majority of these people are not gonna go with it if he just come out and say, hey, I need you to take this. All right, so the society can work better. All right, he gonna come down with great wrath. He gonna make you get in line.
That's why the brother said, like he did with the whole practice plan.
Right
in 2020.
That's right.
Right. He just this is a little test run to see
how much resistance I'm gonna get, who's gonna be for it, who's gonna be totally against it. Analytics,
right.
man. Like the brothers always said, it's double about numbers, man. He wants to he wants to know the numbers.
His heart deep.
You know, for him to be more wiser than Daniel, he got to know, man. You know, and that's why ultimately, like the brothers are saying, with gradualism, you know, he's breaking down the society into the points to where people are gonna start losing it.
That's
And
right.
like we were speaking about earlier, he creates the problem, but the solution is already in his back pocket. You see, and it's gonna get worse. Like we tell you, man, it's gonna get worse and worse and worse out here. And what you know is America, right? It's gonna get so bad out here to where when this devil present this seat here, people gonna run and go get it, man.
That's right, brother.
No, they gonna like full on sprint and go get the seat here, man.
There's gonna be a check cashing place, man.
Yeah,
Kind of.
like the brothers have dreams about that shit, you know. They said like the brother, I believe it was oh man, I can't think of which brother it was. He had a dream, and he said the line was so long for people to get to see him that it looked like they was giving away something, man.
Like,
Yeah.
check cashing check, man.
Yeah, like they was giving away money, and that's what this devil is about. Y'all got it.
We saw the precursor. I'm gonna let you get your Go ahead, say it.
No, go ahead. You said you saw.
Yes, the precursor, like the brother saying 2020, all right, with those different lines to get the pokey, okay? Shit, they was giving away shit, literally, to get the pokey. So how much more when you have a famine in play, okay, a pestilence in play,
People are
right?
rioting, wars,
Right.
civil wars in the streets.
and they give you the only option, so-called, to go back to a sense of normalcy, all right? But
Hey, real quick, somebody, y'all brothers ever saw that movie Brick Mansions with your boy Paul Walker? Well, they had a society. It was totally two separate societies, and to enter into one society, you had to have like a tag, right? An electronic tag, and to be in the other society, those were the people who didn't have it, to show you that they were going to cut you off from being a part of society. You know? Go ahead, you guys.
That sounds similar to that movie with Justin Timberlake. I forget the name of it.
Out of Time?
Out of Time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had to have different time to get into more time to get into better communities, cities, and shit like that. But backing up the brother Goliath, this is the book of Revelations 12. You got it, bro. Therefore, 12 and 12, it says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time."
His damn devil Esau, his old MOTV plan is gonna be he has to go and rush through it, Chris. He's gonna be rushing because the time is gonna be short. You know, the Lord it says that the days are short for the elect's sake. So this damn devil, he knows that he's at his end. So it's like, fuck it, I'm just after one. He's gonna get sloppy whenever he puts out this MOTV, and whenever he tries to perform his enterprise.
If I could back you up real quick, you know, brothers is going into, we have the test run going around with the big pokey. All right, you've seen the resistance that happened. This devil's seen the resistance of how all of these things happen, how the people operated. But you know, this time, you know, with the main goal that he's going around, which is the MOTB, he's going to clean up all of those mistakes that he made with the big pokey. All right, forcing. All right, so that's going to be more force. With the big pokey, it was just that. All right, you can't have fun. You can't go out into society and have fun if you don't have the big pokey. But for the MOTB, it's going to be you can't live. All right, yeah, you're not going to be able to eat. You're not going to be able to feed your children. You're not going to be able to sustain yourself in life if you do not take this MOTB. So that's him closing up and fixing up all the cracks off of the test run with the big pokey. But you got it, bro.
real quick, let the brother bring this out. Go ahead. You got it too, bro.
This is Job 14:5. Seeing as his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass.
Yeah, this damn devil, he's reached his appointed bounds. You know, the Lord, he's gonna go and cut him short. Like whenever It says, when he's about to fill his belly, the Lord is going to rain. Oh, yeah. You can bring it out if you.
This is Job 20 and 22. In the fullness of his efficiency, he shall be in strength. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
God, yeah. In the fullness of his sufficiency, that when this devil he gets to his appointed fullness with his MOTB, he's gonna be in trouble.
You been reading that?
Yeah, it's really
Verse
good.
20. Start at 20?
Yeah, you start at 20.
Come on. All right. This is Job 20 and 20. Surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not say of that which he desires. Verse 21. There shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. Verse 22. In the fullness of his efficiency, he shall be in strength. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
Yeah, real quick, you know, that Straits is going into a position of difficulty. All right. You know, the Lord gonna allow him to get, you know, certain steps off into, you know, his plan, his plot, right? The NWO. Okay. But he's not gonna allow him to feel comfortable doing it. All right. He won't allow him to finish it. You see? Because ultimately finishing it goes into us going into it too, man. You know, the Lord not gonna allow that.
Yeah, get it in Matthew.
Please.
Right, don't have it for the elect's sake. Got it. This is Matthew 24.
Stay in there.
This is Matthew 24 and 24, and it says, "And except those days shall be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened."
Right, because if those days are not shortened, then he's going to achieve his NWO. And we are the ones that he seek after.
That's right.
He want to inflict pain. He want to test us and see what it's going to take for you to get it. Oh, I just know he ain't going to get it. Just go off with his head.
Come.
You know? But you got to read that 22 again.
Job 20 and 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in strength. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
Right, which this word wicked goes into the Hebrew word imal, right? Which means the working class, the laborers, man. All right. They say every hand of the wicked is going to come upon him. He's talking about the laborers. Who are the laborers? Us. We're the so-called middle class, the poor. All right. These are going to be the people that puts him in that position of difficulty, man. To make things tough, to make things harder. Right? Along with Jace that's just going to run and go get it. You see? And it's not just so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. It's these other nations too.
Yeah.
Right? You got these Proud Boys. These are middle-class people, man. These people not rich, right? And if you are rich, making a couple $100 grand a year, that ain't nothing. You still fall in the part of being a laborer, all right? And these are the people that's going to make this thing difficult for the devil to accomplish it. Why? Because they know what he's trying to do. It's a lot of people in the know yet, you know?
And if I could say, to back you up, and it's not going into, that's, you know, mostly Jake.
Yeah.
Most of these people is these other nations, predominantly Esau Edom, bro.
Yes.
Them middle-class Edomites, low-class Edomites, hey, they understand through wherever crack in the grapevine they got their information from, that, hey, they're a part of this NWO and not on the better half of it.
Right.
They on the receiving end, you know.
Mm-hmm. That's why you have all these guys like Canadian Prepper.
Right.
You know, all of these guys.
Dabu 7.
Richie from Boston.
Right.
These people have millions of followers, man. You know? Go ahead.
And unlike Jake, unlike Jake, okay, these people are actually looking into things. They're not just taking it for what it is.
Yeah.
They're looking into things, looking into these different acts and bills. They're following up on a whistle being blown. Okay, being furthermore convinced. You see, so like this brother was going into, that's they're gonna bring that they're gonna bring the straights, man.
Yeah.
Just to back y'all up, because for years, for generations, the Edomites have lived deliciously in this country. Now you trying to cut that off and say, hey, you just like that black man that you hate so much. Hey, they not gonna go for that. That's why you see him on TikTok now, whining and crying. Well, what I'm gonna do? I can barely pay for lunch. I barely got gas. I can't take care of my kids. Hey, Jake been doing that for generations. You got it up?
Yeah, and even though they crying and all that, they getting this set in mind like, now I'm ready to fight. They gonna fight against the government.
Well, that's why I tell you in 2 Ezra 15, it shall be a sedition among men.
Yep.
You're gonna see people click up. This neighborhood gonna click up. These people back here in Lakeview, they gonna click up, man. You know?
They already got it. They already got it set. They just waiting for the time to go.
Yes.
They want that to happen. They ready for that.
You got Billy, John, and Tim that stay next door all to each other. They sit in the garage at night. They talk about this.
That's
shit,
right, man.
They buy each other ammo, man. You know? Go ahead, somebody, bro.
I just gotta, speak on my testimony that I've spoken to you, brothers. One of the guys that I was in the service with, we had doing a 24-hour shift with each other, and we just in there talking. And he mentioned that, yeah, man, I have my neighborhood set up. These words, I have my neighborhood set up. I have enough weapons and ammo to supply my entire neighborhood just in case the government shuts down.
Yes.
And brother, this happened long before the C-19 COVID and the C-19 slacking. And I think this probably was like back in 2018, 2019, but their mind is always towards this of like mass chaos and destruction going on, and they have the solution, which is their weapon.
Yeah, there's a guy, back you up, I used to work with white, older Edomite. You can say it like that, older Edomite. Maybe in his like late 40s, early 50s. His name was Dave. Classic Edomite. This motherfucker, around the time of when everything was, closed, right? He would say, yeah, man, he'd come out and talk to me and say, yeah, man, because, it was a lot of speculation and around that, I didn't know about the truth at the time, but I was getting into like figuring out, what's going on. And I got all these conspiracies in my head, and he's a conspiracy nut. Yeah. So we used to run it about all this different shit. So it got to the point to where he was comfortable with telling me, he was like, yeah, man, look, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be honest with you. I got so much shit in my garage that I can supply a private militia.
Yeah.
This is what and this is just regular. You walk by him in the store, you wouldn't think nothing, But it's Jake that don't know shit, man.
Right. They go so deep, even to the point of one of these dudes explained to me, right, when they come to try to take our weapons, this is how you bury it.
Yeah.
This is how you put this seal right here on top of this so the water won't get into it, and so on and so forth. And that same guy that I was talking about, that 24-hour shift, he's the one that when we was kind of speaking of knowing of all the equipment to need to break into houses, to break into car doors and so on and so forth. Like, well knowledgeable of all these situations of mass chaos. But that's the mindset that they all been on, and Jake is just, not even just getting on it. Jake's still oblivious to whatever's going on in his surroundings.
Jake worry about Diddy and 50 Cent.
Yeah.
That's what they worry about.
Yeah.
That's why I tell you that, the scriptures say, my people are led to the slaughter as a flock. Yeah. As a flock to the slaughter, slacking. Roughly paraphrasing.
That was it, yeah.
That was it?
Unless y'all want me to go to 23.
Yeah.
You got it. Like 27. This is Job 20 and 23. When he's about to fill his belly, Yahweh shall cast fury of his wrath upon him.
All right, what happens when you're about to fill your belly, man? That's when you find that peace, you're satisfied. All right, I don't need to eat no more. But it's saying when he is about to, meaning he ain't gonna get that feeling of satisfaction, man.
That's right.
He ain't gonna complete his NWO.
Yeah, last bite.
Yeah, go ahead. It says when he's about to fill his belly, what?
Yahweh shall cast his fury of his wrath upon him.
Yeah, the Lord gonna cast his fury of his wrath upon him, right? And that's how we know that the MOTB has to be made mandatory, has to be implemented,
right,
in order for Yahweh Shai to even crack the clouds. You see? Go ahead.
It shall rain it upon him while he is eating. Verse 24. He shall flee from the iron weapon and the bow of steel, and shall strike him through.
Right, it was going into ultimately just the nuclear destruction, man.
Con.
You know, the bow of steel. That's when these missiles crack the clouds, and it's gonna strike them through, man. You see? Go ahead.
And it is drawn and coming out of the body.
Right, which goes into the silos. Keep going.
Yea, the glittering sword coming out of his gall, terror upon him.
So that's going into the silos with the nuclear missiles. When a glittering sword is a missile, man. All right, Job didn't know what an actual missile was back then. You see, so when it comes out of the you hit the button, you know, then you're gonna start seeing it fire up, right? It's telling you what's going to happen, right after this devil is trying to accomplish his NWO. When it comes into this is the head of it, right? This is the end of it. You say something?
Yeah, because that glittering, all right, what does glitter do? It flicker, right? It sparkles, it glistens. All right, when you look at an actual missile being shot off, that fire, the thrusters of the flame, all right, are gonna flicker. It's a constant flickering sensation, should I say? All right, and that's what he, you know, that's how he described it.
That's why I was liking the stars too.
Because it flickered.
Keep going.
Come. Verse 26. All darkness shall be hid in his secret place.
Right, which goes into Esau, Edom, his treasures. All right, all this shit gonna be totally destroyed, man. All the things that he's trying to heap and keep unto himself, these things are gonna be totally obliterated, man. All right, especially here in America. Go ahead.
A fire not blown shall consume him. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle.
Right, which goes into the nuclear fission, man. All right, when you don't need fire, man, that's how you know the Lord was dealing. Get out Isaiah 54, man, in 16. That's how you know who the Lord was dealing with when He created these scientists, right? Abraham, Esau, you know, Robert J. Oppenheimer, you know, what's the
forget the other one, the German, I forget his name.
Man, can't think of his name.
I'm out of kid.
I said Oppenheimer.
No, they got another one.
It's another one. I said Abraham Esau.
It's a crazy name.
It's a crazy
I know what you're talking about.
But read that part again.
Okay. Verse 26. A fire not blown shall consume him. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle.
Right, and when you don't need any oxygen, all right, in order for a bomb to just totally dissipate a landmass, that's what you call next level, man. That's what you call something that ain't nobody on the planet Earth can do. At least they got Yahweh Bashim Yahushua making them do it, man.
His name,
Adam, man.
His name was Sergei Koliv.
Yes.
However you say the last name,
yeah.
Sergei.
Yeah, and when you go into that movie, Oppenheimer, they show you the hours, the time that it took for these devils to get it down to a perfect science. That's why when he seen it, he said, "Man, look, I'll be coming to destroy your worlds."
That movie like 3 hours. Bro.
Yeah, it's very boring too. You know, but Jake watched it, you know, to add it to the scriptures, man. You know, brother got the Isaiah 54.
This is Isaiah 50.
Yeah,
It's 16. It says, "Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy."
Oh, got it for now.
This is Isaiah 54:16. It says, "Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy."
Lord, He created the person created these little missiles and bombs, and sent the smith to destroy. Yeah, basically going into like the Lord, He's created these He set up these like scientists to create the missile and to come up with them. So it's really going to be Esau's, which is really going to be in Esau's demise at the end of the day.
Yeah, just to back you up, exactly what you just said. That's part of prophecy. The missiles are part of prophecy. So these things have to be created. They have to be perfected. it had to be a more, you know, something. It was something that was very, very important to the scriptures, because that's going to be how America is going to be destroyed. That's how America is going to become that everlasting memorial with smoke coming from it. The brothers want to hold that. And Isaiah left a memorial.
Hey, if I can see too, bro. That's why it says at the end of it, you know, the ways to destroy. Because when you think about these nations, all these nations with nuclear capabilities, all these nations have missiles that they can shoot from one end of the earth to the other. But that terminology of the missiles, right? They destroy. It literally could destroy the world, right? That's why nobody just wants to, for any simple war, inconvenience a nation has, they're not going to just shoot the missiles, because that's going to lead to their demise also, right? Everybody with the missiles, they just take each other out. That's why it's the waste of the world, man.
That's why he said, I have become the destroyer of worlds. It was spiritual when he said it.
Yep.
He knew that it ain't going to be no more wars after this. Man, whoever
Somebody,
practiced-
I'm about to say, somebody get that in Isaiah the 9th chapter. Yeah, but make your point, bro.
No, because he knew, look, this is it.
That's it.
Whoever pressed the button and one go off and boom, detonate, man, it's over. That's it. Go ahead, bro.
All right, this Isaiah chapter 9, verse 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garments woven in blood. But this shall be with burning and fields of fire. And there's Isaiah chapter 9, verse 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garments woven in blood. But this shall be burning with burning and fields of fire.
Ancient battles were done is with swords and instruments and shields, but within this battle, it's gonna be nuclear missiles. It's gonna be nuclear destruction. That's gonna be forward.
I got something.
You got that? You got that evil thought?
This, I got Revelation chapter 8. This is not the one I wanted, but I'm still looking for the other one. Revelations 18 and 7. It says, how much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she said in her heart, I sit a queen, and I am no widow, and shall see no sorrow.
Yeah, America believes that it's not going to be touched at all. You know, as I said, it sits as a queen and a widow queen. It sits as a queen. You know, America feeling like it's not going to be touched and it's unstoppable. No war is going to come through. Continue.
Verse 8 says, therefore, you know, and also the point of America never having any type of major battles, wars are here in America, you know, from other countries. All right, but verse 8 says, therefore shall a place come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord thy power who judgeth her.
America's gonna be like literally wiped out and decimated by them that nuclear arsenal. Same thing that this devil has been pulling these nations with. Same thing is gonna be his demise.
Verse 9 says, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning.
Yeah, these other nations, you know, they're gonna be devastated when America's burned up, you know, because they're not going to be able to trade, they're not going to be able to come back and forth over there as it is, because this whole place is going to be burned. It's going to be destroyed.
Verse 10 says, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come.
All it's going to take is literally 1 hour for the Lord to want to destroy this place. And for it to be completely burned up.
I had
That's research. It's Zephaniah chapter 1 verse 18. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath. But the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of the jealousy, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. This is a Zephaniah chapter 1 verse 18. Neither their silver nor gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy. For he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land.
Yeah, your riches is not going to save you in that day. The Lord is going to make a speedy riddance. He's going to literally burn and decimate America as a whole. He's going to burn this place up.
This is Isaiah 34 and 4, and it says, and all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be broken.
Hey, start at one.
This is Isaiah 34 and 1, and it says, come near, ye nations, hear, and hearken, ye people. Hearken. Yeah, hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein the world, and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of Yahweh is upon all nations, his spirit upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them, he hath gathered them to the slaughter.
Yeah, and that's what we doing now. All right. That's what this, a part of this ministry is too, allowing these heathens to know their judgment. All right. That's why we preach about the destruction, all right, of Babylon the Great. Okay, in the uprising of, all right, the nation of Israel, man. All right, through Yahushua, then 144,000 in the elect, man. Okay. Go ahead.
And it says, their slain also shall cast out, and their stinks shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood.
So, you want to say something on that?
I was going to say, when you go into the word mountains, it goes into their into the governments, and it says they should be melted with their bloods. And that's what's going to happen. It's going to be a great start in that time.
And I won't say this too because it said the Lord had indignation to their armies as well. All right, the different armies, all right, that's gonna fight in the Valley of Jehoshaphat, Yahushua. Okay, hey, all of those, the Lord coming to take all of that down, man. All right, all these other governments, all right, and set up His own. You see, and how do you take over a government? By destroying their armies. You see. Go ahead.
Verse 4, and it says, and all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll.
It's going into that whole mushroom cloud. Describing it. It's going to be rolled together in big nuclear fire.
And it says that all the hosts of heaven shall fall down, and the leaves fall off from the vine, and as a fallen fig from the fig tree. And it says, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment.
God, that's literally Esau's judgment. That's literally the plague that's going to be put upon the earth. These nuclear missiles, these silos. It's going to be ultimate destruction of America.
And Idumea, that's talking about Esau, man. Going to the Greek, that's what we're going to say evil.
And when they say his sword shall be bathed in heaven, that means those missiles, they're gonna go into the Shemayim, man. All right, lower orbit space, and then return back into the earth. Okay. Go ahead.
And it says the sword of Yahweh is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and the bloods of the lambs and of the goats, and with the fats of the kidneys of the rams. For Yahweh have a sacrifice in Basra, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea.
And what that sacrifice consists of, man, everybody that's left here in America, to perish and burn. You see?
And it says, and the unicorn shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness.
Yes, that's always what happened in Basra, which that represents America. The Basra, that was city of Edom, man. It was at war the majority of Edom today, man, in America. Go ahead.
And it says, for it's the day of Yahweh's vengeance, a year of recompense for the controversies of Zion. You know, this is going to be that day that, you know, Yahweh will recompense all the nations, you know, that done us wrong. And it says, and the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstones, and the land thereof shall be burning pitch. It shall not be quenched, night nor day. The smokes thereof shall go up forever, from generation to generation. Or that was, yeah,
That's what I was looking for.
from generation to generation shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever and ever. And you know that's what's going to happen to America when that time comes. You know, it's going to be like a land waste. It's going to be smoke, but it's not going to be forever. It's going to be for a time period. Whenever it's done, it's not going to stay, you know, burned up forever.
That place is gonna be, like the brother said, a memorial.
Yeah,
you know, they're gonna be a perpetual place. All right, for Israelites to know. All right, this is how not to rule a kingdom. Okay, this is how you. This is This is what the Edomites ruled their kingdom, and this was the recompense.
Yep.
You see,
I think that's it.
they say something about the Arabian pitch tent. Oh, that's in another precept.
That's it.
Khan. Nah, it's in I think Isaiah, but we're gonna get a couple more precepts. And, you know,
Yeah.
that's it on that. Get the precepts, bro. Go down the line. Go down the line. Go ahead. Yeah, get the Ezekiel.
The Isaiah 13.
13. Yeah.
I was telling you about with the animals.
Oh, the doleful creatures and things of that nature.
That's got it.
Oh,
Got it?
yeah.
Oh, bring it up.
God, this is Isaiah 13 and 19. It says
Start at 18.
Yeah, 18. Isaiah 13 and 18, it says, their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children.
And what are the bowls? Missiles. Joe?
Bows?
Yeah. Oh. My bad. Brother, it's the missiles.
Gotta be sure.
Arrows.
Gotta be
about
sure.
bows. You ask me. You ask me. You know, when you talk about bows and arrows and prophecy, brother, that's talking about missiles. Majority of the time, you know. When they say that bows shall dash the young men to pieces, bro, when these missiles hit, pieces of people gonna be eviscerated in a matter of seconds. You know? Go ahead, Doc.
You gotta think. Imagine just a regular bow. What a regular arrow is to pierce you, it just pierces you. You get pierced with multiple arrows, but getting into pieces, that's obviously not an arrow.
What kind of bow gonna dash a man into pieces?
Right.
Gonna tear his limbs off?
Right.
Come on, man. Yeah. Fervent heat. Go ahead.
Verse 19 says, in Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when Yahweh Bashin al-Shah overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, which we know how that came down with fire and brimstone. All right? Verse 20, it says, it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation, neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there, and the wild beasts of the island shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces, and her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. So, along with America being now that memorial from generation to generation of what not to do, but the Lord is also going to feed these animals here the flesh and all of these things that's going to be left over here in this place. You know?
Yeah, so once you step foot in America again, once it's destroyed, it will be a place for the beast.
Yep.
Yeah, and going into those doleful creatures and things of that nature, and also them Arabians, because this place gonna be reduced to basically rubble and sand and dirt. hey, you know them Arabians, they love sand and shit, hot places and, you know, shit like that. Not even them, they won't be able to dwell here, you know.
You got to think about it. If this place didn't hit with so many nukes, the nuclear fallout, you're not going to be able to do
God.
That's why he said that. Ravens even better push their teeth.
It said the elements shall burn with fervent heat, meaning they're gonna get reduced back into their original state, man. You know, all of atomically reduced.
You could see examples of that on that, you know, one of my favorite video games I played, but they got the show up to it, Fallout.
Yeah.
So you see Fallout, you know, when people that came out from under the bunkers, you know, everything is straight desolation. They got, you know, animals and stuff that was hit with mutation from, you know, from the nuclear impact and all that. But, you know, that's definitely some brothers to watch if they ain't never watched Fallout before.
Yeah, and they ain't gonna have no bunkers that could withstand the missiles too. Just to clear that up.
Right.
Fucking gonna get baked like a turkey in there.
That was it, right?
Yeah, that was
Brother
it.
got anything else?
He still got some.
You get it? You get it? You got one? 1, 2, 3. You got something?
Yeah.
We can hit it off
This is Ezekiel 38:10. It says, thus said the Lord Yahweh, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought.
Yeah, and I brought that out because one of you brothers had made a point that you know, once that button get hit, get pressed, you know, ultimately is coming with repercussions that's, you know, severe repercussions, man. So the Lord gonna make these different nations press that button, man. All right, Russia gonna press that button, man, and as soon as it happen, it's gonna go down. All different other buttons gonna start to get pressed. Even this place gonna get missiles off. What it's called? Mutually assured destruction, MAD, right? You know, that's something that the United States have in place. Okay, just in case they get a missile shot here, that they'll be able to take somebody out too. You know, but y'all got what you want to make a point?
I want to say that whenever, you know, they shoot that missile, whenever it hits the atmosphere of the other countries, it's automatically going to send the other missiles because I think it's like a dead man switch.
Yeah, something like that.
But it's going to shoot it out to make sure that all of them get out.
Roughly paraphrasing the scripture of arrow that can't be turned away.
You talking about that?
They shall be as a mighty expert, man.
Yep.
None shall return in vain.
Second is
No, that's it's in Joel. It's in Joel, the 2nd chapter.
Finish that,
Yeah, he finished that. Good.
It's the book of Zechariah, chapter 14, verse 12. And it reads, and this shall be the plague where the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. You know, this paints like a bit. Okay, let's kind of break it.
Yeah, kind of. That's like you was about to say, like the word that you were about to say. You know, it paints a vivid picture of what's coming, what's going to happen when these nuclear missiles fall upon people. It's going to literally burn away at your flesh. You know, the eyes are going to consume away in their whole body's going to melt, basically.
A Saracana treatment.
Yeah,
All right. If you remember when that blast went off, all right, the first things to go was hair, skin, the soft tissues, eyes, okay, clothing. Then what? The bones, you know, like the brother said, the skeletal system, and then ultimately tissues burned away. But all of that happened while standing up. You know, it happened in an instant.
Permanent shadow.
Yeah.
and another thing, if you watch it, the Lord kept her spirit even in that skeleton.
Yeah.
As you watch, her skeleton still was straight. Yeah.
Con.
They show that with the pictures and stuff with Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Yeah, Nagasaki.
Yeah, they show you all the ashes and, you know, the shadow that the brother said that's on walls and stuff of people that burned up right there.
And even if you wasn't hit directly, you know, the people around you were just having that radiation poisoning, you know. So it was very, you know, it was a very, you know, sad time.
What that is in Isaiah
14.
Con.
23. I got it. This is 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 10, and it says, "But the day of Yahweh will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up." Pretty much going into, how the nukes are going to do, America in that time.
Read it again and let him break it down.
This is 2 Peter 2. Yeah, this is 2 Peter chapter 3 and 10. It says, "But the day of Yahweh will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that therein shall be burnt up."
All the elements and everything is going to be literally completely burned up in this place. So that's going into the nuclear missile capabilities. Everything's going to be burned up in America.
And I wanted to say it's going to happen so fast. It's going to catch people unexpected because everybody going to have their own time. They're going to have fun and stuff like that.
I was about to say days ago.
Yeah, like days ago. They're not going to have the care in the world, but whenever it happens, they're going to be shit out of luck. They're going to be running, screaming, and stuff like that. But at that time, it's just going to be way too late.
That was it?
Yeah, that was it.
As Malachi chapter 4, verse 1. "But behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch."
And that day, that's literally World War III. When Armageddon happens. The Lord said it says it's going to leave America neither root nor branch. So this whole place is going to be burned up and obliterated and set ablaze. But when all is said and done.
You in here now?
Okay. So with that, Lord's will, this camp was edifying, and before we get out of here, we're gonna give all praise and honor to the Lord and to
Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem Rakabadash.
double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom to the whole elect.
Shalom.
Ababa ball.
Ababa Ball.
Ababa ball.
Ababa Ball.
Ababa ball.
Ababa Ball.
Kwame Yashara.
Kwame Yashara.
Shalom.
Shalom.